What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Tori Amos, and we're returning to her 1996 album Boys for Pele. Thank you as always to Nigel, as well as to all those commenting on this journey, which has certainly been one of the most unpredictable and artistic deep dives of all the ones I'm doing. And the next track on the album is Muhammad My Friend. The first thing that comes to mind is a very prominent historical and religious figure of that mononymic name, but of course it might not relate to that at all. It could just relate to a person in modern times and in a much more narrow setting named Muhammad, and my friend certainly sounds like familiarity and affinity, but that word, or rather phrase, can be used with more nuance or even sarcastically. So yes, I don't know quite what to expect here, but that feels very par for the course when it comes to Tori, so let's give it a listen and see what I can pick up. This is Tori Amos, the tune is Muhammad My Friend, and it's from her 1996 album Boys for Pele.
She was crucified, she worshipped Satan, and we drank tea by her side. Sweet, 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 used to be so sweet to me. Muhammad, my friend, I'm getting very scared. Teach me how to love my brothers who don't know the law. And what about the deal on the flying trapeze? Got a peanut butter hand, but honey do drop in, I do drop in. I said sweet, 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 between the boys and the bees. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I said, Muhammad, my friend, it's time to tell the world. We both know it was a girl back in Bethlehem. We both know it was a girl back in Bethlehem. We both know it was a girl back in Bethlehem.
Again, the artistry, the dynamic vocals, singing in all different manner, breathy, a bit frantic or almost like wild-eyed, or what's the right word? I'm searching for the right term, but like hyperventilating almost, and then playfully, sprightly, and dancing, then very phonetically and precisely and with a more dramatic tone, just all over the map vocally, and it adds like different colors or flavors to the song as it plays out, even as melodically or in terms of the piano accompaniment, it's in a similar territory for most of the track. But okay, so right away I'm like, oh, so we're talking about Bethlehem, and like, okay, so maybe this really is like, Middle Eastern religious concepts and so on. But of course, even then it's not necessarily that. Like, Bethlehem didn't just exist a couple thousand years ago, or indeed like 1500 or so years ago. So then I'm keying in, and it's like, oh, we're talking, like, there's references to Cracker Jacks and all sorts of things which seem, even if we're not talking about brand names, seem more modern. And then by the end, it's like, I've heard such different phrases, and also, I didn't catch all the lines clearly, but it seems like, it's all over the place lyrically, and I really have no idea what's happening. I even became less certain that I was hearing, like, we all know it was a girl, because that's what I thought I heard at first, but then it was like Goyle, like the way she was pronouncing it. It was like, wait, maybe she's not even saying girl. So, yeah, I really don't know what's happening narratively, but the words are interesting, which, fair to say, I'm going through at least a couple different groups/artists like Cocteau Twins, where a lot of their songs, they're not really a narrative per se. In some cases, they're not even like proper words. They're like phonetic sounds that have like compelling audio qualities, and Elizabeth Fraser, she sings them in a very dynamic way. And so, in that case, it's not really about like a story, it's not really even about a scene being painted, and more just like feelings and vocal intonations. And despite there being more clearly words in English here, I feel like sometimes with Tori, I'm just kind of along for the ride vocally, and, in terms of her dynamic and evocative piano playing. And it's only when I hear people's comments that I have some sense of what's happening lyrically or thematically. And indeed, with this album, maybe not even quite that. I mean, people mentioned when I reacted to the very first tune that, like, good luck trying to decipher the lyrics on this album, even compared to Tori in previous albums, where, like, I may not have gotten all the nuances, and I may not have realized, like, the characters at play, but there was a clear sense of, like, some visual scene being painted, and, an idea that, like, some of this was stemming from her real life, and then others she was, drawing from, like, concepts, or imagining, or projecting some interactions and characters. But ultimately with this album, I really feel like, even when I recognize some of the words, I don't have any idea what's happening, but I'm gripped by it. I'm transfixed by the words I can catch, her vocal delivery of those words, and the artistic and spacious sonic environment provided largely through her piano. So yeah, this is another case of that, is the short point I'm trying to make here. Ultimately, I look forward to hearing people's comments, though I do wonder the degree to which there will be a coherent narrative or like a specific concept at play. Nevertheless, I'm very much enjoying this album, and as I said, there are few people as comprehensively artistic, shall we say, as Tori and her music, so it's been a very engaging journey. Let me know what you think of this one. I will see you for the next one. Peace.